Gentlemen, the Capital Gentleman, it's your host, Vlad Ethereum. So, let me just turn this down. I just needed to get into the vibe real quick. Uh, but I want to expose myself. It's been kind of a hassle having to deal everything, but I'm structuring, you know, the way that I operate more easy because I be way too serious and then be over perfectionist and then procrastinate. So it's not like a new year, new me, new year, same me, but like better, what's it called, better mindset, but not just this male advantage mindset, because it's beyond that now. Because even though I still have it technically, it's like it still feels like you have to restart after a big loss. Whatever you're dealing with coming out of this market, it's just what's the comeback plan? That's the question we gotta answer. What's the comeback? What's the comeback plan? And I don't think the answer is trading up to get as much cryptocurrency as possible. I think that theater is kind of had to, its ship is sailed. Like, I'm more concerned with the amount to own rather than retiring off of any of this stuff because, like, I'm not like you can't actually be. Yeah, no, you cannot. No, no, that's not a sound strategy. We cannot be continuously gambling on all points, talking about we're gonna make it, we're gonna make no, no, no. The first strategy, change strategies, know better, and don't lose again. Right. So BGT focus, short metals. As for these alts, I'm only concerned with like amount to own for like Solana and Ethereum. And even then, with the amount, I'm not about to max out my bank account. But what we can do is be like, okay, in 2035, like, does it make sense to buy for 10 years down the road? Like, yeah, like, what's Solana, I'm gonna say, but it's at what prices? It's like at what prices, you know what I'm saying? And then to, like, say it's gonna make you rich, well, it's not gonna make you rich, but it's gonna make you make more money passively than most people. I'll say that. I'll say that. So when you're looking at it from that perspective, then maybe we can actually get somewhere. Because even though you're not talking about hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, you're still able to go about your situation in a way where it's to a personal individual, it'll make a difference in their life. And that's kind of why I'm going about doing it the way I'm doing it. Because, I have to have a new system. The past systems I had not worked except with Bitcoin led portfolios. Um, and that's kind of where I'm like, I want to restart how I view this crypto stuff, like legit. Um, Because it can't be a serious amount of your net worth. And it's not that you're supposed to get rich off of it either. So it's like how much of our net worth are we really putting in? And then even the percentages that we put in, it'll still be way too much. So I'm more focused on like 2030, no, not 2030, 2035, like amount to own, like having a good amount of Solana, like let's say something equivalent to like whatever would be equivalent to like 30 to 40 Ethereum. I feel like 40 Solana, um, that might be equivalent to like a couple Ethereum in the future. Um, I want to say like I don't know if they would ever trade 1-to-1, but it could go for it definitely could go. It could definitely go for every 4 Solana is 1 Ethereum. So no wait, actually, no. For every 40 Solana, it could be 10 Ethereum. That's where I would look. That's where I would look like ratios like that in the future. But if you're talking about like becoming an over leveraged whale, I say you gotta pay, you gotta come in, get what you can get for yourself, and not overestimate like you're gonna become a whale off this shit. It doesn't make any sense. Come in with a size shovel that you know you got, and don't try to overfill the shovel. Walk out. And it's not about hitting a specific number anymore. For me, it's not even about having a certain amount of Bitcoin. It's not really about that. I'm just looking to have further understanding and maintain because last cycle, a lot of what was happening is like I was getting forced to spend money. Like a lot of these liquidations or whatever unrealized gains, like all the end of my risk, like it was knocking on my door. Like we had the risk man, the tax man, the unrealized gains man, the fear, greed, and doubt crew pulling up at my door like every day, peak bull run in 2024. And now, I have to come back with a strategy. What is the plan for the next cycle? What is the plan? And the only thing I can think of, long BTC, short metals BTC, amount to own for, I want to say maybe 3 cryptos, but even outside of that, like that's still way too much. Like, cause it's like half the time it just be fucking vaporware. And then Solana, the only thing with Solana is on the stock exchange now, so they have to not be delisted. There is one stock I'm interested in, but it's a security. So it's like that's if they say you can't hold it, you're not gonna hold it. Um, so I want to say amount to own for Solana, Circle, maybe like with MSTR. Hopefully we get like a blowout, and we can load up at these lows for not on stocks because I don't know if stocks are gonna perform the best, but commodities, a commodities Bitcoin based like portfolio is kind of what I'm looking at here because when you short metals but you're long in another commodity, your proxy long, or your proxy realizing in the other asset. So that's how I'm looking at it. Um, I think I think something in the future um, that could be like relevant maybe is like you accumulate enough Solana now to build a project maybe. I feel like that could be a thing. Because you have to buy it to fund it with the treasure chest. Um, yeah, that honestly, that, but it would be like you would have to let that money mature though. You would have to let that money mature before you'd be able to do anything really. And there's so many projects out there, unless it's like you gotta know that money could be just as good as gone for whatever money you put into any project. So it's like how much is it to have an amount to own versus create a project and then kind of find the balance on what they're doing with the project. Like if we're gonna make one, that how long, how much work you have to put in, you know, in order to be able to launch these smart contracts properly. Um, but I mean, I'm just outing myself also because I need to be more consistent with a couple things like going to the gym. I mean, not slacking per se, but the motivation hasn't really been there, but it's not really as much as about motivation now. I'm just trying to get back into motion because I used to like doing it. I was wondering why I stopped, and I kind of can't answer that question. So, I don't have a serious reason. So I have stuff get in the way, but I feel like I can find ways around with the new ways I can train to still be in there. Because I used to train super heavy and hard, and now I can't really do that anymore. So, I'm like trying to transition into a way of movement that I actually enjoy doing it instead of like constantly lifting to get bigger. Like I'm tired. I like it. It's cool, but it's like it is tiring. It's very tiring. I have to bulk cut. You bulk so hard. You get tired of bulking. You cut so hard. You get tired of cutting. Like, and I've been in both. Like I've been both. I'm just trying to find a middle ground now and sustain that for the long term. I'm not trying to have the biggest physique necessarily anymore. Like, like my muscles have atrophied, sort of, but like it's not to the point where like I don't have like I don't have the peak physique I think I've ever had right now, just because being younger did help, and then but like maintaining it though. I'm just kind of getting used to like not the so much uh, the constant progress that you see when you're a teenager. And I'm just kind of getting used to like, all right, I can slow down. Like it's not gonna be the same. I'm not gonna be gaining as much muscle as fast, but it's still worth it to show up. I'm still trying to remind myself that it's worth it showing up for less gains. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I know we all talk about hitting our natural limit, but like I don't think I really got pushed all the way to my limit. But when I look back at like my physique, like I think I've came pretty close. Like and as close as I would get without somebody helping me, without the extra funds to get a better coach, cause not that I didn't want to get a coach, but by the time I thought to do any of the shit like that, it was kind of like, it was like with my bodybuilding career, when you're natural, if you're not just maintaining that much muscle, it's gonna fuck with your entire career. So that's kind of what happened with me. And that's why I'm trying to just find, with this channel, even just if I can kind of like help people like calisthenics, like how I like used to really like it. I didn't like it at first because I basically was already athletic enough to do it. But now that I can't do some of the same movements, it actually puts me in a position where now I want to do them more because I missed the athleticism. I didn't realize I had it. I just had it. So I wasn't really grateful for it as I am now. And that's kind of where I want to help myself here. Now a little bit. I think it's been better. I haven't been gaining weight, so that's cool. I haven't been gaining anymore, but like I did gain a lot. But it wasn't to the point where I lost it's gonna take maybe a couple months of consistent hard dieting to really get the effect I want, and then I'm gonna reverse diet and go back to normal. But I have to watch the percentages of body fat. Like I want to get back down to a range of like uh, sub 12. I want to bounce within a range of 12% to 9%. I don't want to get above 15% body fat again in my entire life. Like I don't feel fat right now. I just know how I would feel shredded. I don't miss that, but it does come to a point where like when you are that shredded, how many pounds you put on, it'll fuck with you mentally. If you gain a pound after you cut 4 times, because then you know your body fat percentage increases. Like it's stupid. It's not. It's like linear just as much as it is not linear. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll leave you guys with that. Because I have to start paying for my trading view again. I haven't been able to look at any charts really because when you blow a fucking account, you blow a fucking account and nobody's gonna come to save you. So make sure you manage your risk because if you don't do that, you're gonna get fucked. I blew, like, I didn't really blow it, but I didn't manage it the best way that I thought I should have managed it. I was betting on meme coin season. I didn't get blown up because the memes is just like the altcoin season never came. So I basically I was right about Q4 in the wrong fucking sector. I was right about Q4 in the wrong fucking sector again. So I'm like, fuck these altcoins. I'm like, are you serious? Every time I've been right about any sector in these markets, it's always at like the worst time possible, just 2 or 3 months out later. So what I think now is you have to double the time frames. Like, I honestly think you have to look at these like right now. I think it's more important to look at these monthly 3-month candles than these 2-week candles. Because the taper it in and taper it down, you know, it's kind of like you gotta see what you're trying to trade, and then within that, you have to see the style and kind of trade. Like, what time frame trade is this? What's the weekly close of this? What's gonna be the next call? At what point does this signal go off? This is a lagging indicator. This, and if you don't have all the facts in order, you get like fucked pretty bad. Um, but I'm not trying to do that now. I'm just trying to fucking reset, bro. I'm just trying to reset and have a better mindset. Like, it's literally not about making as much money as possible. It's just about capital preservation. And just by doing that, we'll make enough. That's the goal. That's the goal right there. Because we make returns by being risk averse, not by taking the most risk. So that's the entire strength of the strategy is we're not doing the asymmetrical bets and less returns. No, we say we can get more returns with less risk. And we're like, how? Stop fucking rotating outs. And then, have your shit set up in such a way where you're not gonna get completely dog walked, straight up like be set up in such a way to where you're not gonna get dog walked in this bitch. And that's all I can really say. Cause there's only so many ways you can set up yourself to not get fucked in these games. I'll be honest with you, like there's always somebody coming after your money. Like I can't tell you how many times and I don't even care about making money anymore. What I know now, if I can get away with this shit, just by preserving Bitcoin, I should get rich. Or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like, oh, I have to get rich on Bitcoin, but I'm like, no. I'm not gonna sit here for the rest of my life while BlackRock buys up all this shit And then they tell me I gotta work for it. Oh, fuck no. No, you're not doing that, BlackRock. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, but at the same time, I'm not trying to get over leverage on future utility, this, and this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have, like, enough is never enough, but I'm just trying to have an amount now to where I can just be comfortable because even having the money, like, even having the liquid, it doesn't mean that liquid is gonna make it to like 12 months later. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult to get liquid in these markets at the right times when you need it the fucking most. It's pretty bad. I'll be honest. Like, and what I mean by that, like, when you need the liquidity, my biggest thing has been liquidity is king. When you see the liquidity there, you have to go over those take profit scenarios before they even happen. Because if you don't, it's kind of like with anything that's not Bitcoin, like including all stocks and shit, like where it's not a clear liquidity asset like an actual S&P share. You know, something big and margin, like, you know, with a lot of volume, something that gets manipulated because it's kind of weird like that. You want there to be enough volume to where it can be manipulated and not manipulated at the same time, like free market shit. So you have that, but then you have all these different reasons. TA, you got all these different companies coming out of nowhere and they're breaking the fucking tech, and you're trying to just survive. But what the tech that you have is getting bricked by companies that don't really give a fuck about you and putting backdoor malware in your shit. Or you fuck up one time, like you fuck up one time or something, and now all of a sudden your BTC is gone or something. You know, it's like you have to stay on it like that. That's how you really stay on it. Um, cause if you don't stay on it like that, bro, you get caught on both sides to where you think, okay, securities has you cool, but then boom, the IRS didn't like what you fucking did last year, so now they at your fucking house. Like, or some shit, like, or, okay, boom, you don't have to pay them, but now you filled out know your customer federal ass data. Ledger just had a hack last week talking about, yeah, we just leaked everybody's personal information. Like, what the fuck? You got coin, you know, you got all these KYC hacks, and it's like, okay, damn. And it's like, everybody is just hunting after each other's Bitcoin. That's all that's happening here. Everybody's just hunting after each other's Bitcoin. Motherfuckers are getting wiped out. So it's like, where do you want to fall into? Do you want to fall into the group that's constantly chasing the hype? Or are you going to fall into the group that says, no, let me lock in buying power today and not risk anymore and see how many people that strategy comes against. That's the only way to make it. That's the only fucking way to make it now, is if you dead ass go full BTC maxi on these niggas. I'm dead ass. And that's just kind of where I'm at mentally, but it's like to actually execute on this shit is a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing. So that's just what I'll say for today's video. I'll see you guys later, Capital Gentlemen.